Haven't seen the dungeon yet. Friends for the road. I'm gonna go to Yerlamar. 1600 gil. This is part 2 of the main story that I'm putting up. So the music's not too loud. Oh, I also remember them saying something like they are removing instances in a lot of the areas except for the very new areas in Morgan. Which I mean, that's hunts. It's yucky, it's raining out. I send you to recruit Graha and return with an entire survey party. Uh-oh. I hope Matsuya's boat is sturdy enough to carry us all. You don't weigh that much. Especially me. What he means is we are grateful for the use of your precious fishing vessels. We are more than glad for the chance to provide it. I ask only that you take care to steer clear of the reefs and the shallows there. Aye, we'll keep an eye out. Clearly we're gonna hit a reef. Ooh, we've got giant potato pancakes. Yum. Baked alien soup. What? Sicon salad. Guess we're going for some salad. Let me Dr. Ishtola. Oh, stuck on that. Alzadaal's legacy. Alzadaal III, I confess I am somewhat embarrassed that the tale of his journey to another world escaped my notice could be more than simple folklore. And what of the treasure he supposedly brought back? This undersea vault may hold relics from another reflection. My friends, we should temper our expectations. The map doth promise ruins, but beyond that, we know not what we will find. Not until we find it, aye. So let us dispense with the conjecture and set sail for the vault. The vault. People are saying the vault is going to be in the new Ultimate. I'm wondering if I meant this vault. I was thinking about the old vault. Oh, and we're already there. Enter Alzald's legacy is the dungeon. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I kind of want to kill two birds. Oh, I can't. Uh-oh. What's wrong with my gear? I can't. Can I repair it? Oh my gosh, I am so hurt. What happened to me? It really did a number on me last night. Oh my gosh. Killed me so much. I thought I had grade 8 matter on me. Maybe I sold it. Who are these? Oh. I was like, who the hell are these people? Monkeys. I hate monkeys. You know what? They also throat, so you can't gather them. Oh, look at my little map! I'm an adventurer! What the heck? Hot pink with leopard panties. Alright. Warrior, monk, and machinist. Monkeys. And we're running. See why she was unsure. A long run. What? Arrows to tell us people were jumping. Interesting. Gargantuan bubble. Wow. Some delicious. What are these things? They're like scary, old, undead pirates. They're probably monkey pirates. Oh, I also remember there's new Beastman trial, new Beastman quest, new Beastman tribe. That's what I was gonna say. Okay, we've got things with the mangoes on their tails. Those are new. Or not new. The old. Relics. Decaying buildings. Ay, ay, ay. Bad trips. My gun! Gun is a lot. I have my effect. It's gotta be like her poison cannon thing. Okay, we got magical bridges. We have an urchin of some kind, some sort of octopus red versus blue. Ambu jam. Really big wave. Okay. Oh, I hit us all. Gave us a down. She centered herself. She's doing some sort of circle 8 thing. Oh, this person is wounded hanging over there. That's kind of weird. That was going to be 2. That is well. They're gonna make it hard to sleep in this time. Just a little bit. Let's see his face. Okay, he has no face. He's got little ears. Something tentacle dig. Okay. You hear 8 fishes. Ooh. Well done. Machine is making it come back. See you. Dragons. Ooh. Some sort of wind. Salt crusted teleport. Salt. Whee! Oh, we're going down. Oh, let's not drown. Taking us deep underneath the river. Sharks and crustaceans. Oh. Okay. Alzadaal's rampart. Wait, waited? Yeah, there's 2. So we always go to the one. Maybe. Nothing like it. Does this mean the mobs are coming from that side? I can't tell that it's actually doing it. It's just making ads. Looks like a Diablo's photo. Portrait. Oh, look! Ooh. I want to say it's a megalodon. They have left me. Don't you guys want to look outside the aquarium? Who left all these candles lit? That's a lot of candles just go bad. Oh, we got a little crown. Mob trap. Also something. Alzadaal the 14th. It's so cute. Lots of crabs. You know what? This warrior just freaking healing himself. My job has been made obsolete. Why am I here? I might as well just go sit in the corner. Why does Yoshi hate languages so bad? Did one job, benediction. Took it away, dispatch. They didn't take it away, they took away its usefulness. Alright. Armored chariot. Rolls. 1, 2. This guy wants us to go over here. Shiny. How big my level would be. Oh, it's not even that big on this stage. Oh, now there's... Ooh! Wait. I have failed the mechanic. One. It's just spinner? I don't do anything with it. Big one. Oh my god. Oops. Use my language. That was sad. That was unnecessary. I was too busy looking at my AoE. Oh no, it's a long walk. I showed you my flash. Please respond. I showed you my Phoenix. Please respond. Funny. I wonder who was the first to say that. Felt like that was a thing day one. Just kidding. Your beautiful proof your undoing. Oh, we missed a copper. Oh, white gear. 575. Garbage. Ooh. They won. They didn't need me. I quit. Yay. Really low gear. Oh my gosh. Come on. What they're playing about me. Arapago remnants. Aww. Cool. Ooh. Gold! 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 We have won. We are rich. Guys, make me feel important. Die or something without me. Alcalith. Guardian. Standing weapons! They're not gonna add the bully. I feel like I'm in a treasure map. Ooh. Mix. Sucks to have one arm for doing with it. even like cure him in the amount of time he cures himself. His blood wet is faster than my stupid cure too. Ooh. Looming Warden Kipakulu. Reading some notes. Okay. I need more inventory. Eyes, wait! If only like they do. This is the last boss. Excuse us, Billowing bolts. Pretty cool looking. So now we are no longer leaving, nor do knockback. Whoa. Wow. Uh-oh. Oh! Do we have control? No! I would have touched it. I would have been fine. But I wanted to play with it. I like the rhythm. I wanted to do that move again. It will. Wild weed. Just so I can experiment. Where are we going? Maybe yellow? You up in the front anyway. It doesn't really it doesn't really turn you as much as you think it should. I don't know why the hand is bothering, because what the fuck? Look, I'm hitting this, but I'm not getting out of the thingy. Ah! Oh no, I bet it went off and it didn't cure me. No, because they're just gonna do it without me. Cruel slice. So I don't know what the hand was for if I couldn't control it. Or maybe it's just you barely have control. I'm just gonna have to stay here dead because warrior. Like that, you die too. Haha. Oh. I don't like this patch. Tanks are healers and tanks. Don't smile. You have failed. Thanks for running in, guys. It's really helpful. Yes, let me have all this 575 gear. Oh my gosh, my gear. have 9,000 hit points. Was it like that before? Was that okay before? I don't know. Anyway. Oh, it looks fuzzy. Or my eyes are fuzzy. This is pretty cute. Let's see if we can. I like it. Into the glamour dresser it goes. Will never be seen again, probably.
What have we here?
'Tis not unlike a Harnish alchemical furnace in design.
Well, there is one way we might find out.
Stop! You mustn't touch it.
Vritra! Oh, my apologies. Should I continue calling you Varshan?
You may address me as you wish. My nature is no longer a secret. Still, this is not a setting I imagined for our union. Surely you've not entered these ruins as common looters.
Would that we could deny your accusations, but I fear you're not far from the truth. Great Vritra, might we beseech thee to explain the nature of this strange contrivance?
It was crafted by our alchemists at my behest, for the purpose of sealing something away. Perhaps I should simply show you. I have lifted the seal, if only for the moment, by an authority only I possess.
A planar fissure?
No, my friend. Small though it may be, this is a functioning gate into the void.
Void gates and fissures are much the same thing in practice, in the sense that both allow passage between the source and the 13th. The difference in terminology refers to the circumstances of their creation. A fissure is an incidental tear in the fabric between worlds, whereas a void gate is the product of a deliberate action. I suspect this is the latter, judging by the elaborate mechanism put in place to control it. To think that our search for material riches would lead to this priceless discovery. That swirling emptiness, It puts me in mind of old friends, not to mention old foes. A brother's grief.
I must admit, I am deathly curious to know how a void gate came to be hidden in the depths of these ruins.
To tell that tale, we must first peer far to the south, and even further into memory. An age 5 millennia passed when the Algan Empire sent an invading force to the shores of Meracidia. The southern people rallied around the commanding figures of Bahamut and Tiamat and fought fiercely to repel the would-be conquerors. With Bahamut's defeat, however, the tide turned against them. Desperate to seize any advantage, the Mercidians resorted to summoning primal entities. In response, Emperor Zande forged a covenant with the Cloud of Darkness, sovereign among the all-devouring denizens of the Void. Thus bolstered by icons on one side and Void Scent on the other, the two armies clashed in a battle of unspeakable carnage. So much death, so much loss.
I consider myself well versed in that period of history, yet you speak as one who witnessed it happen.
Indeed, I did. I heard Tiamat's roar of defiance and sped toward that war-torn land. Along with my sibling, Ashdaya. We dragons are not male or female as men are wont to classify, but elder sister is the closest a mortal tongue can come to describing what she meant to me. I was the last of our brood to hatch, and Ashdaya cared for me where my sire could not. Thus I was with her when Tiamat roared. I was with her when she journeyed south, and I was with her when she fought against the Void-sent hordes. Yet no matter how many of their vile fiends we cast down, more rose from the abyss to take their place. Faced with an unwinnable war of attrition, Ashdaya risked her all on a final gamble. She plunged through the Void Gate itself to strike at the root of their strength. I tried to follow in her wake, determined to lend what aid I could. But even as I came upon Alag's glittering tower, I saw the rift close behind her. And Ashdaya has been lost to us ever since.
I find I must retract my earlier claim of historical knowledge. Nowhere in the Crystal Tower's archives did I see mention of such noble sacrifice.
That does not surprise me. To Allagan eyes, it must have seemed as if a lone dragon, driven to madness, simply dove through the gate and did not return. For my part, I spent long years searching for the means to reunite with Ashdaya. Until I could search no more. Until Allag was dust, and the arts to open a void gate large enough to accommodate a dragon forever lost.
Yet you have the beginnings of a gate right here, under the control of a harnessed device.
My discovery came before alzadaal was founded. Though I scoured the lands for a method to cross the rift, it was beneath the sea that I chanced to find a natural planar fissure. It was, however, far too narrow to admit a worm's bulk. Only after our city rose upon the rock, and I could enlist the aid of our talented alchemists, did matters take a favorable turn. Their dedication was beyond reproach. Tirelessly they worked to expand the fissure, and after decades of toil, it finally grew to a size that a child might pass through.
Not long ago, you told us that you called out to your kin, that Ashdaya's answer was silence. I suspect the conclusion to your tale is not a joyful one.
With hope in my heart, I used the simulacrum to cross the threshold. But no, I did not find her. What I found was a host of void scent, clamoring around the opening they had sensed. 'Twas but a moment, but enough. I had no choice but to retreat and allow the portal to contract once more.
The gate was a threat to your people. You had to decide between endangering alzadaal and abandoning your sister. And you chose the latter. 'Twas not that thy siblings scorned thy call. 'Twas that she was trapped beyond a barrier through which neither roar nor dragon may pass. Even now, in the desolate world of the 13th.
I can scarce imagine your pain, yet it was wise not to linger in that place. Too long a sojourn, and even a being of your power risks being warped into a creature of the void. You've seen this phenomenon before, when we stepped into the darkness. As did I. Were it not for Unei and Doga, or Nero for that matter, we might never have made it home. Do you remember what happened to Nero? How his wounds allowed the void's corruption to enter his body and twist his ether? Had it been allowed to progress much longer, I presume he would have been fully transformed.
Then there is little hope for Ashdaya.
Ah, no. I hadn't meant to. I speak only of possibilities. The scales of the First Brood are extraordinarily resistant to ethereal fluctuations. They are the protective talisman's core components after all, and even the corruption I described would struggle to overcome. Of course. With a warding scale in one's possession, one could conceivably survive a stay in the 13th without being warped by its energies.
Be that as it may, it is too late to rescue my sister. 5,000 years too late. And now countless others look to me for guidance and protection. So when I sensed intruders in the ruins, I came only to ensure that the gate remained closed. That, and to secure the treasure, of course. I wish only to forget the rest.
So they managed not only to expand the future, but also manipulate it as one might a gate. Astonishing. Is there any chance I could learn more of how this feat was accomplished? I will tell you what I can. First, however, I must return to the High Crucible and arrange to replace the guardians you so handily destroyed. It will not do to leave the gate undefended. My apologies. You were perhaps a touch zealous in our rush to uncover the vault's secrets. If the constructs can be repaired, we'd be happy to offer our assistance. That will not be necessary, much as I retain spare vessels for myself. We keep duplicate guardians on hand for such eventualities. In any case, we should return to Razahan. Controllers are very responsive. So where this takes us. Yali. Takes us right here. We want to be Razahan. There is more maintenance tonight. Fix everything. Wow. I'm gonna walk. Run. I also need a repairman. Where is the repairman? I promise we will discuss the Void Gate further, but first I must attend to the matter of the Vault's sentinels. As your instruments have no doubt informed you, the Capiculi has been reduced to so much scrap. Please bring a new one out of storage and see that it is conveyed to its post, along with some few lesser constructs. The tomb robbers, fiends born of the Tower of Zot by the sisters. Do not tell me a blasphemy yet roams free. No, it's just me. I made boo-boo. I am a blasphemy. Why such guilty faces? Surely it wasn't you who was responsible for this. Oh. Well, the details aren't important. I shall see it done immediately. No one does guilt and worry like Braha. And with that, the vault will soon be secure once more. Now I believe you had questions, and then we'll go and tear it down again. I have quite a few, in fact, but I'd like to begin with the gate itself. It is still functional, yes? Indeed, which is why I saw it sealed with an alchemically forged lock and warded it with my magic. Such power must not fall into the wrong hands. In truth, the primary reason of the vault's construction was to keep the gate hidden from the outside world. So much effort for such a little door. That little door you speak of leads to an abyss teeming with unspeakable horrors. That said, in its current state, it would emit only the lowliest of void scent. And from this side, no man would be able to pass through. No man? I would think Alfie would fit, given a firm enough push. Physical size is only one consideration. The true restriction hinges upon the etheric density of the soul in transit. And yet, you succeeded in expanding this diminutive portal and setting your simulacrum to the 13th. Thanks to my brilliant alchemists, I should have destroyed the anomaly when I found it, but instead, I bade them devise a mean to control it. After much experimentation, they accomplished the impossible. A method was conceived by which my magics could manipulate the fissure and transform it into a serviceable gate. The process has long since been forgotten. Once I'd given up searching for Ajda, Ajdaja, there was no need to preserve such esoteric and dangerous knowledge. Thus the gate lay dormant for years uncounted. What about the guy that was lost down there? He's just dead? Our own passage to the 13th was made relatively simple thanks to the Crystal Tower. An ancient mechanism channeled the tower's vast stores of energy to open a void gate, one bound to a covenant made with a cloud of darkness. Once that sovereign entity was beaten back, however, the covenant was broken and the doorway severed from its connection to the void. Theoretically, it should be possible to reconnect the gate by forging a new pact with another void sent, but such deals usually end in betrayal and death. In any case, we should attempt to gain an understanding of the bounty gate. Mayhaps you could resume the search for your sister. As I've already explained, I put those futile hopes to rest centuries ago. My place and my duty is here now. I had meant to ask, what prompted you to search for the vault in the first place? It was all Estinian's idea. As I recall, 'twas you who was chasing tales of undersea ruins. It was, Emmett's fault. He was like, you should go down there, check that out. Why? Well, as you have seen, the fabulous wealth from the stories is quite real, if not its rumored origin, but I'm afraid I must assert a prior claim. I've been adding to that trove for years, little by little, but the time has come to spend it, that I might alleviate my people's suffering. Yeah? Then we are of one mind. I had no intention of taking it for ourselves. Isn't that right, my friend? Yeah, we're just bringing it to you. To alleviate your people's issues. Your Excellency, would you object if I were to conduct a closer examination of the gate? I will make no attempt to open it, of course. I owe you and yours a debt that can never be repaid. Whatever boon you ask of me, you shall have it. You are most gracious. I shall take full advantage of your permission. A dragon having a hoard of gold in a cave makes sense, though. Would that I could join thee in thy study, but the Lockerates will be anxious to receive my report. I beg my leave of thee. You're off to the bunnies already? And I must be off to Charlian as well. Why? Mistress Kryle was eager to speak with you about that request, so please come back to the annex as soon as you're able. Farewell for now. We can discuss my findings once I return. You'll not be rid of me so easily. She knows her boyfriend's not going to figure her way back, so she's got to figure her way in. You may now undertake the Chronicles of a New Era quest series, Myths of the Realm. Speak with a fresh-faced student at the Valdesian Annex to accept the first quest. The difficult part in all this will be deciding how best to put these riches to use. Will you lend me your assistance in these deliberations? Of course. Let's buy seeds and build wells. Moon and I are in this together. I will follow her example. Okay. I wonder how long this is. I mean, if I should like pace myself or keep pushing. Meanwhile, elsewhere. Uh-oh. Wow, this looks so Final Fantasy. I'm expecting a large Galta here. Fire, earth, lightning, water. That's water. Wind. This is really cool. This makes me reminiscent. Throne of Earth, I sensed the breaching of a gate, but it was not instigated from the inside. This side, 'twas thrown open from the other. Throne of Fire, I too felt it, a rare occurrence, yes, but such a tiny portal is beneath our notice. There are more pressing matters at hand. An opportunity is upon us, the coming of which we have awaited for nigh on 10,000 years. We dare not let it slip our grasp. Aja's only been gone for 5,000. Throne of Wind. Yet we must not underestimate she who bested the cloud of darkness. Even restrained by covenant, the cloud was no feeble wisp to be dispersed by some flesh and blood mortal. At least you can talk to these gates. Throne of Water. Bah, let her come. I will drown the world and watch this fleshling gasp for breath in our final moments. I can breathe underwater. I've already beaten you. Knight in Black. Your zeal is admirable, but forget not our cause. Think back on our struggles beneath this sunless sky. Remember why we cede, not our will to fight. 'Tis time we set the war in motion and win redemption for our star. Reminds me of the very first worst boss in 11. I can't think of its name, but I'm sure that's about it. Let's share the wealth with food. Shall I begin? We are to spend the treasure wisely. We must first determine which groups would benefit most from the monetary assistance. How about who you stole the money from? Some of my sins may find it intimidating to speak with the satrap directly, so I would ask that you act in my stead. When you are to visit Akiali and Yelomad and speak with Matsya and his people and listen to their grievances. Estinian, I bid you do the same at Palaka's stand. I'll be conducting my own inquiries at the Giant Gauls grounds. Once you believe you have ascertained the needs of the populace, we can reconvene at Megaduta. This does feel like a new adventure. I could show so jumpy. Glad to see you returned unharmed. You finished with the boat then. Oh, I forgot to bring the boat back. My bad. Anything the village desperately needs? Well, I suppose Kalza's loss hit us the hardest. I've been trying to find buyers for my fish. But although I sell a few here and there, it's so much more difficult than it was before. Why is no one eating fish? Because they're all dead? Everyone's still struggling to rebuild their lives. For now, we are just banding together as best we can. You know, in America, we had this problem with cheese. No, it was milk. And so President Reagan bought all the milk in the United States and he put it in a warehouse and they turned it into Velveeta cheese because Velveeta cheese lasts for forever. And then he gave it to the poor people. So he bought all the milk in the country and turned it into Velveeta and gave it to all the poor people. That's my history lesson for anyone who might hear. And so all the kids had a lot of this gross Velveeta, oversalted because milk goes bad. So you have to salt the Jesus out of it, and everyone ate macaroni and cheese for a really long time. The end. And they had cool pencil boxes because everyone had these cardboard boxes that the Velveeta comes in, and so everyone used them as pencil boxes. Alright, everyone's still struggling to build their lives for now, so we're just banding together as best we can. So we need to use this dill, and we need to buy all the fish, and we need to salt the flabberga out of it, and then it will be fishy forever. It'll be like smoked salmon, and it'll last forever, and we'll just give it away. We'll lose a lot of money, but that's okay because we don't want the fish to go bad. What if the fish turned into those things from the void and they just lost their minds and the fish are like, no. There's actually a whole bunch of crazy ass fish in the sea, just like their souls devoid of all of its past, and it's just nom, and then it eats all the elephant people. Why do you want to talk to me? Greetings, traveler. If this is your first visit to Thavner, then you must try my special Amra Lassi. Its refreshing zest cannot be beat. What could such a wonder cost, you wonder? Normally, I part with 3 bottles for the generous price of 19,800 gil, but for you, I'm willing to go as low as 10,000. You're practically stealing it from me. Holy crab nuggets. Stealing at that price, you're the only thief around here. I'm not Estinian. I am not Estinian. Estinian, who is Esga? You're the one who is that spear-toting fellow. With that spear-toting fellow. Well, you can hardly blame a man for trying. The world may no longer be on fire, but we are still sifting through the ashes, so to speak. Sister, spare me. We might as well have that ugly tower back with scant few travelers we see these days. I myself barely have the coin to buy at local prices. I tell you, if I didn't charge the odd adventurer a small fortune for afternoon tea, I'd be scavenging for scraps in the street. Okay. Wow, I was... Where's the mender? I need a doctor. 0, 0. Hey, look. This chess piece. 2%. 7,600 gil. How did I make money? Must have got gil from the dungeon or something. From the quest. Because I was definitely less than exactly 1 million gil. 18. How fares the port? Well, it's in shambles, isn't it? The trade routes are open once more now that the danger has passed, certainly, but no small number of merchants have had to sell their ships to make ends meet in the short term. How do you leave then? Add to that the sailors we lost in the final days, and it's little wonder the flow of experts is no more than a pitiful trickle. If Kalzal and his consortium were still with us, I'm sure he'd found a way to turn our fortunes around. Now that was a man who got things done. God's rest his soul. You have spoken with key local figures and gained an understanding of the populace's hardships. Caution awaits your report at Megaduda. Where's Megaduda? Oh. No. My drink. My drink. I want to be Buddha. Not that many people around these NPCs. Ah, my advisor's return. I've just made it back myself. We have fast fleet of feet. Why do you retain this vessel now that your true form is known? You could have flown across the island in a fraction of the time. Be that as it may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the sky can be startling. To say the least, there are a few places I can enter comfortably without risk of flattening some cart or stall. Fair enough. As for my inquiries, the people of Blakistan were unanimous in their reply. They are surviving. Resources were stretched to the limit when refugees were pouring in, but they persevered with some assistance from Yedlamad. From what I understand, they have always been an independent community, hunters and foragers and the like, and I was assured that the jungle provides for their needs for the most part. Blakistan has weathered the disaster better than most, it seems. I myself heard good news and bad. The corpsmen were cautiously optimistic, having just sold a full wagon of giant skulls to a foreign trader, but such visitors are few and far between. Compared to our best years, the weight of stone leaving Thavner has been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated, its prosperity dependent on a steady stream of exports. We must identify any obstacles to the flow of trade, so we may begin working to remove them. Tell me, what did you learn in Akyali and Ledamon? Too much fish. Need money. I see. Without a dedicated buyer, the average fisherman must struggle to offload his daily catch. Which is why I believe we should first address the jack of ships and a shortage of able-bodied sailors in Yillamad. I am reminded of a child I spied as I made my way back to the palace. His father lost at sea, and the beasts sunk their vessel. So many variations of the same tragic tale repeated over and over, so many lives lost. Enough grief to drown in, if we let ourselves be overcome, but we will not. Moon Estinian, I will consider the perspectives you've brought me, and devise a plan to help my people confront this adversity. Come, I would like you to be in attendance when I announce the proposal to my assembled functionaries.
I thank you for your attendance. The riches the Radiant Host have retrieved were hoarded in alzadaal's name. A fortune I set aside for a future day of need. And lo, that day hath come. May it aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul. Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Yedlamad. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more. None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Kalzal's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
That is a concern which weigheth heavily upon my mind. The simple gift of coin will soon be exhausted, leaving these young souls adrift on the fringes of our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come. Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
taxes. Levy them on trade profits in exchange for your investment. Takes a village. Idleshire's orphanage was funded through trade in highly coveted goods. The Firmament's orphanage was built as part of a communal restoration effort. Takes a village.
Of course. We must all look out for one another.
It's not really great advice, is it? Easier
Let
said than
us
done.
put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of alzadaal's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage. Now, such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name.
Is it after me? Something with Kalzal seems appropriate. Why not honor one of your most successful merchants? No one cares about successful merchants.
A fitting candidate. Kalzal should be remembered not as the blasphemy which terrorized Daphne, but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores. Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Kalzal, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well. Isn't that right, men?
That guy's face.
This bodes well for that boy. Murad, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
Then let it be done. Henceforth, this initiative shall be known as the Kalzal Foundation. Now, Dean, thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor. Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. I'm reminded of Ishgard.
Veteran Radiant wishes to share his gratitude, bridging the rift. Thank you for putting forth Kazal's name. Those whose lives he enriched will take comfort in seeing his legacy honored. You'll forgive me for not speaking sooner, but I bear a message from the Archine Ishtola. She asks that you meet her at the High Crucible at your earliest convenience. Understood, thank you. Ishtola must have finished her study at the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I will go with you. Thought this trap would be too busy setting up the foundation. My clerks have been the well-oiled cogs of this administration since before Ahawan assumed the office. They understand what needs to be done, and I'm curious to learn what conclusion your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. As you wish, allow me to lead the way, Your Excellency. High Crucible of Alchemia. Alright. So I walk the Alchemia back for part 3.